Welcome to Sage-Based Wisdom. I'm Brian Bahe.
I'm Jana Schmieding.
And we're podcasting to you from the sacred homelands of our new studio.
Our new studio. In Studio City, no less.
Wow.
Today we'll be giving you, our listeners, some advice cultivated indigenously from our experiences in keeping household plants barely alive.
And at-home massage devices.
That's your specialty? That's my specialty, bitch.
I couldn't think of anything. Hold it away. Oh, no. And taking seltzers from your place of employment.
Love that. But first, Brian, what's some advice that you have been getting from the algo?
In the algo this week has been a white woman.
Which
talking on
is.
Talking on a white man's TikTok. Okay, here it is. This is from @StephenBartlett.
And if I don't ever get it, it's virtuous. I'm actually a virtuous, good person.
Do you need to feel like you're deserving of money in order to attract it?
Certainly. I think the truth of the matter is that if you want to attract things, the best way to get them is to be great yourself. So if you want a great partner, be a great partner. If you want to be rich, you need to start doing things where you're acting rich. And I don't mean by spending, but like, what would a rich person do if they wanted to achieve X, Y, and Z? Well, they probably work harder. They surround themselves with different types of people. I wonder how many people think they don't deserve money. Probably a lot. And that might be why so many people say that money's evil. Because if I say money is evil, then if I don't ever get it, it's virtuous. I'm actually a virtuous, good person. And so I think that that is probably a Band-Aid to cover up the fact that a lot of people think that they won't ever get it. And so instead of failing, let's just say that I never wanted it in the first place, right? It's the same thing we actually do in relationships. Like, well, I'll be okay if I'm single for the rest of my life. I used to say that after, I would get out of a bad breakup and like, I don't need no man. And then I realized I actually want a partner really badly. And I want to be worthy of the partner. And I think that I can get one. And so I will put that out into the world. But then I realized there's so many people that do not believe in themselves and do have negative stories they have to break before they can take one tactic and do anything.
Okay, she is kind of reading me a little bit on the relationship tip because I used to do that a lot.
You were like, I don't deserve a relationship?
No, it was less that I don't deserve one, but I have gone through phases where I'm like, very single. Listen, most of my adult life I've been single. This is a new moment for me in a relation.
Wifed up Jana.
Booed up, wifed up, boifed up.
Yeah.
Boofed up?
Boof.
What is boof?
Boofing, isn't that when you soak a tampon in vodka and put it in one of your holes?
Don't know, Brian, is it?
I'm pretty sure that's what our producer is nodding his head emphatically.
John knows and Brian knows, and I don't know what the fuck boofing is.
I've never done it. I'm curious.
Well, I have vodka and I have lots of tampons, Brian. We can do it today. Okay.
We do a cut two.
Cut two. Boofing.
I'm like, oh, so
I put a tampon in my ass. Yeah, no, I feel like back to the boyfriend tip. I don't know how we got to fucking boofing. But I do feel like I was single for so long in my 20s and 30s that I started to really just like I was convincing myself that I wanted to be single. And I think I did successfully convince myself that men are bad. I hate them and I don't want to be with them, and that's why I'm not with them. It must be a choice that I'm making subconsciously.
What do you think your mindset shifted, or do you think okay.
After sort of the pandemic, I was like, I kind of want, here's what happened. I wanted to write a script that was a rom-com, but I had no nothing to pull from. I was trying to write romance scenes in a script.
Right, what you know.
And I was really drawing blanks and being like, this sucks. This scene fucking sucks.
Yeah.
So I needed the experience.
So you put on a halter top.
I put on a sexy little number. I boofed. And then I went out on these streets. I started some online. I started a Hinge account.
Yeah.
And I was scared because I was like, I've been on TV and I just don't like not being kind of private.
Right. No, totally.
You know, like being a private citizen, being able to be a private citizen. But like at that point I was like, I just need to go on some dates so that I can have the experience of romance, whether that means an unsuccessful date or a successful date.
Yeah.
You know, the more awkward, the better. Like give me some experiences.
Truly.
Like, life experience makes writing better. Anyway, I was not striking gold at all on the apps, man.
Yeah, which is almost better.
Well, kind of. I was like, this is bad because I was not doing the thing that I wanted to be doing.
Yeah,
going out and going on dates. The first person that actually reached out to me was Steve.
Wow.
On hinge.com. And then I deleted it from the App Store, which is what they advertise wanting. Hinge.com. Delete us. That's a free ad for you, Hinge.
Wow, we better get sponsorship.
We better get
some type of
from that.
A la Preparation H. Yeah. My Preparation H sponsorship.
Prep H, we're coming for you. Put it on your asshole.
And now fast forward 4 years later. Is it 4 years? Wait,
2.
You said 2021?
Did I? No, I said after the pandemic, kind of. Like the real heavy part of the pando.
Gotcha.
We are 2 years in now.
That's kind of amazing. I feel like that's where I am now in a way.
You're launching.
I was like,
it.
Should I be in a relationship? I was on the apps for a while. You know, you go on these dates, you meet somebody. Either it's bad or you stay with them for like 1 to 2 months. Mm-hmm. And then I'm like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's like a normal dating.
But now I'm kind of like, I do actually like being single and I don't want to have to deal with a relationship.
Listen, dating and relationships are no fucking joke. Dating is very time consuming and energy consuming.
It's so much. It's like a job.
It really is. If you're doing it right.
If you're doing it right.
And you're going out and you're putting yourself out there that often, it does feel like a part-time job.
It's crazy.
And it feels like job interviews.
Truly job interviews. Do I get the job? And then once you get hired, you're kind of like, all right, do I need to keep it? Do I like it? Do I want to keep it?
Yeah. Is this job paying me enough?
And
money?
Also like, am I good at it?
Are you?
I wonder if relationships should have performance reviews where you kind of review each other.
I'll tell you that right now they do, whether you want them to or not.
Interesting.
They really do. And I think that they should.
Is that in the form of a conversation or an argument or just kind of like subtle?
I think probably both.
Subtle.
I've had some performance reviews for Steve.
Okay. I'm going to start doing...
And he's had some for me too.
Wow.
I've had some bad performances. I'm afraid to say.
That would be fun to wake up and then you kind of like come out of the bathroom and then Steve's there in a suit at a desk.
Have a seat.
Yeah. He has a little highlighter.
And he's like, first I would like you to review yourself.
I hate that.
I know. I fucking hate that.
That's a terrible question because obviously I'm going to say I'm great.
I know. I'm fucking nailing it. How about you, bitch? Is my question. But here's what I want to go back to with this chick.
Yes.
She's talking about being rich. She's talking about money specifically.
Yeah, apparently
she uses relationships as sort of like a metaphor for like how people think about money. And I think that she is kind of right, but the way she talks about it is like you can't think that money is evil. Like, is money inherently like an evil thing to have?
No.
Yeah, no.
I don't know. I feel like no. I think no. It's obviously what you do with the money.
Right.
Yeah.
She's like, if you want to be rich, then behave like a rich person. And she's like, that means you work hard and blah, blah, blah. And I go, first of all, rich people don't fucking work hard. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Rich people delegate. They hire other people to work hard for them, and they skim off the top.
So do I delegate?
I guess so.
I'm like, somebody come over here.
Brian, I want to say something right now, a little performance review, if
Whoa.
you will, that you are doing a great job lately of delegating.
Interesting.
You're handling our comedy partnership right now like so well.
Huh.
And I know that hasn't been one of your. I know you hate getting complimented, but I'm complimenting you, Bri. The way that we have a show coming up in New York, a live show.
Yeah, get your tickets now.
Get your tickets
it's
now.
Free.
Link at the bottom of the page.
Yeah.
Is that something we can do?
We can do.
Okay, we can do.
Anything's
we
possible.
can do.
Anything's possible in 2025.
That's right. Anyway, the way that you are just handling the live show details, it's at the Lincoln Center in the atrium of the Lincoln fucking Center in New York City, and Brian's over here fucking CCing all of us and handling it, creating graphics for behind us. He's in touch with the musician. We got a vendor coming. Relative Arts is going to be there, and I have had this is really surprising to me. I have had very little to do with the planning of this actual event, and I love it.
I will say I did kind of. I was like, I wanted this to be an easy lift for you.
And it has been, Bri.
Wow.
And it has been.
So mission accomplished in a way.
Mission accomplished. And this is what a rich person does.
Wow.
Handling your fucking shit.
A girl boss.
You're delegating. You are girl bossing your way into 2025.
I would love a shirt that says girl boss.
I'll get you one, babe. I'll make you a girl boss medallion. I'll bead you one.
I would love one.
Like a kind of a Barbie font.
Yeah. Wow. I would wear that every day.
I know. Anyway, that's I feel like we are on our way to being like two very rich people.
I will say just to speak to like what a rich person would do, I'm like, I don't fucking know. I've never like really had like when she says act rich, I'm a little bit like, what is that? Seems so hypothetical.
I did go to a really fancy restaurant with two of my friends yesterday that's above my pay grade for sure, but it's called Mother Wolf, and it's kind of like one of those LA like hotspots that
I've heard of it. People love it.
Yes, people love it.
Italian and
so tasty.
Yeah.
Sometimes you go to a fancy restaurant and it's like, the food ain't great.
Right.
The vibe is kind of, I guess, cool, but like
the bathrooms are probably really nice.
The bathrooms are so nice there, and also like the vibe was great and the food was excellent.
Interesting.
Bit of a smarmy sommelier, which is maybe par for the course, but anyway.
If you're having a sommelier, you better be smarmy.
Yeah, he was giving like I'm in from an episode of The Sopranos.
Was he Italian?
He had to be.
That's amazing.
Like a Jersey Italian.
Hell yeah. That sounds fun as hell.
Yeah, it was fun. And we spent a little money and it felt very rich being there. And I left being like, that was not a waste of money.
Yeah,
that was
the experience.
That was a great rich girl time.
I love that.
With my girls. I
will say, just to speak to what you were saying about being on dating apps, I am kind of like when I do stuff because I'm like, I will use this in something. You know? I kind of like push myself to do something, even though it's out of my comfort zone, because I'm like, it will service either
your comedy life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it does make me wonder, what would I be like if I didn't have comedy? Like, would I be pushing myself to do these things?
Interesting. So like what came first, the chicken or the egg, the comedy or the experiences?
No, I think comedy came before. Like, it was always comedy, and then I realized the experiences informed the comedy.
Yes.
But I'm a little bit like, what if I chose just the straight and narrow life of
What would it? What
graphic
would
designer.
You have? It would have been graphic design.
No, I think it would have.
What would have it been?
I don't know. I like to think of myself as a pilot.
For airplanes?
Yeah. Which I don't think I could do because I wear glasses, and you can't wear glasses if you're a pilot, right?
You can't?
I think so.
You're fucking blowing my mind on so many levels.
I feel like that
now.
feels right. I feel like I heard that somewhere. Because if something goes wrong and your glasses fall off, you need to be able to see. That's what I'm picturing in my head.
Now that you're talking about it, I don't know if I've ever seen a pilot driving a plane with glasses on.
Right?
Can you wear contacts?
I don't know.
Do you wear contacts?
I know. They dry out my eyes.
Oh.
I'm a very dry person.
Well, that's why you are a good comedian. Dry eyes and not good at flying a plane.
Dry butt.
Shazzy, I'm sorry, my cat is...
Oh my God.
He's not behind.
Okay.
He's eating a plant? I don't know. Shazzy, get down.
Drinking that water.
Excuse me.
Shazi is Jana's cat, who Jana has described as a gay man. Uh-huh. Which is kind of, yeah, he's giving gay right now. He saw cameras and he's like, all right, let me make it about me.
A star is born.
He's like, I'm booking today.
Yeah, he is. He's always booking also. And if there's ever a being that is like, oh, I know how to be rich and powerful, it's
yes.
Shaz.
That's really
He's
interesting.
a social being that is just like charming every fucking person. He's charming John, our producer, right now. Look at him. He's flirting.
He's kind of like the embodiment of every piece of like kind of crazy advice we've ever
Truly
seen or
Even the bad
heard,
one.
especially the bad ones.
Yeah. Shazi, are you a perfect angel being? You know what I did last night?
Huh.
This is such a side note.
Okay, after Mother
I was
Wolf.
snuggling with Shazi in my bed,
Yeah.
and I started crying because I thought of Shazi's last days. Why?
Shazi in ICU.
Shazi in, like, sort of like laying in his bed. He's kind of scraggly and old, skinny, and Shazi's like
Comforter pulled up to his chin.
In his last days, and I'm sitting there petting him, thinking, I'll never have a cat like you ever again. And I thought, and one tear dripped from my eye.
That's so sad.
Yeah.
I also wonder if cats or pets in general go on adventures when no one's looking.
Oh, my cats are full-on interdimensional travelers.
Oh, what does that mean?
They hop into the closet, and it's like the fucking
Lion, the Witch, in the Wardrobe? Wow.
I believe it. Shazi's much more of this earth, of this plane. I think he really likes it here. Wilma is peacing out every chance she gets. She's up in the fucking galaxy.
I can believe that.
She doesn't actually really love this reality. She's much more of a...
What's the what's in Lion, the Witch, in the Wardrobe? What's the treat that kid's into?
Cordials? Or what? No.
It's like Swedish fish.
Turkish Delights. Turkish Delights.
Hell
and
yeah.
Boy, when I fucking read and watched that, I wanted Turkish Delights like nobody is business. Have you ever had one?
No, in my head, Turkish Delight is literally a cat treat. It's like a can you open and it's like cat food. That's what I picture when I picture Turkish Delight. Turkish Delight sounds like that.
It sounds like Fancy Feast.
Yes. Yes.
Turkish Delights are actually not that delightful. Sorry, Turkey.
Is it chocolate?
No.
What is it?
It's kind of like a candy that is like a it's like, what is that shit called? Like, it's like nougat almost, kind of.
Okay.
But it's like fruity nougat.
Oh.
Nougat is sort of what's inside of a Three Musketeers.
Yes.
Maybe.
Yeah. But it's fruity.
But it's fruity.
Huh. Well, those books are old.
Yeah.
They didn't have a lot of sweets options back then.
No, not in old-timey Britain.
Not like today we got pixie sticks.
Oh, hell yeah. We got fucking Fun Dip. Remember that shit?
Fun Dip was great. I loved Fun Dip.
Fun Dip is the best. All right, should we go to our first caller, Bri?
Let's hop into it.
All right, our first caller is from a longtime listener, 8th-time caller.
Yeah, she's called a bit. We're on a first-name basis.
Hi, Wilma.
You'll recognize her for fans of the show.
Here we go.
Okay, so I'm going to try and streamline this as much as possible. My little brother has 2 dogs. 2 little tiny dogs. like tiny, tiny little dogs. Like they're technically little purse dogs you could pick up and take care of. And 2 cats. One of the cats, the tame one, is living at his house with him. The other cat, the feral one, and the 2 dogs are living in my mom's garage. And me and my mom are the ones that take care of his dog and his cat. My question is, would it be mean if my twin brother takes one of the dogs to Mankato with him when he goes back to Mankato?
Mankato.
Juno.
Because, like, my little brother would still have one dog. He'd still have one little dog that he never takes care of. And then my twin brother would have a dog. You know, little companion. Would it be mean if he technically steals the dog? Because if he asks, hey, can I have one of your dogs? My little brother's going to say, no, you can't have one of my dogs. Even though he doesn't take care of his dogs. And I think that the little dog that my twin brother wants to take would have a better life with him than in our garage or at my little brother's house. So would it be mean if my twin brother steals my little brother's dog? Let me know. Bye.
What's up, Sam?
Okay.
Wait, I'm a little bit.
Hold on.
Okay.
I'm gonna get Wilma some snacks so she leaves us alone.
Some Turkish delights.
She's getting Turkish delight. Come on. Yes, miss. Come here.
Wow. Cat whisperer. The way Jana is wrangling these cats. We haven't seen it since Steve Irwin.
Okay.
So I'm a bit. She has 2 brothers. A twin brother.
One of them is a twin.
And one's her little brother.
Uh-huh.
And her twin brother wants to take one of her mom's dogs.
I think all of the animals are the younger brothers.
Okay.
But she and her mom are taking care of 2 dogs that live in a garage.
Okay.
And
because it's cold, probably.
I mean, because it's cold in the house and not in the garage.
Minnesota. Well, my guess, because they're. Oh. See, in my family, dogs are outside animals.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm kind of like maybe their family is like that too.
But she said they're all small dogs, little handbag dogs.
Yes. Oh.
So here's my initial thought.
Okay.
You do whatever you gotta do to keep those dogs alive.
Jana's worried. Jana's going to call.
Concerned.
Jana's
okay?
ready to call ASPCA.
I really am about to call ASPCA on that Mankato ass because it's fucking freezing up there
It's
right
Minnesota.
now. It's like below 0.
It's very cold. These dogs need warmth.
Yes.
However, I will say, because this caller has called in a few times before, we know that her twin brother is not the most reliable person.
True.
He has refused to pay her back. He owes her money.
He owes her money. That's the biggest crime we know of.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, will he really be able to take care of these dogs?
Yeah.
Is he going to get them food?
Oh God! All fronts are looking bad to me right now.
Or maybe it's a table scraps dog where it's kind of like it's like one bite for him, one bite for his dog.
Yeah. I will say this. If the dogs are being cared for in the garage, I hope that they have a warm bed and a heater or something to.
I'm willing to bet they have a heater.
They better have a fucking
Space heater.
But I also think like that to have 3 dogs and 2 cats. One of the cats is a stray.
Yeah.
That's too many animals for one person to take care of.
Yeah. And the one person being her little brother.
A little brother.
Which in my head is he's 15 years old.
Yeah, I know.
So I'm
when
kind
you
of
say
like
little brother, I have a little brother who is 42. But even when I say little brother about him, I'm imagining him as a 15-year-old boy.
Yeah. Yeah. So our interest now, we're on the side of the dogs, I feel like.
Yes.
Sam.
I'm very pro dog, especially if it's a smaller dog. You know, if we're talking like a big sort of husky res dog that's just like it's just clomping around in the wild.
They
and
love the cold.
Yeah, they do. There are dogs that are like meant for the cold weather.
Yeah.
A purse dog, a handbag dog, a small dog. You're talking about a little dog, and it sounds like it's a Chihuahua mix of. Maybe my sister has like Chihuahuas, like Chihuahua Terrier mixes, and they don't do well staying warm.
My advice would be get them spayed or neutered.
Well, yes, Bob Barker.
It's kind of one of those things. I am the type who do as I say, not as I do. Because every time I had a dog, I'm like, I need to get this bitch spayed or neutered.
Hell yeah.
But then I never did.
Whoa. Yeah, I mean, if you have pets, I'm going to just do my Price is Right thing. Always get a animal spayed or neutered.
Yeah.
Save these. We got too many damn strays out and about. And they're not being cared for. There's just no way.
No.
My heart has been broken by the strays that have been collected after the LA fires. I'm like, do I open up a straight up like adoption, like a foster care system for all the cats in,
You're the
in
little brother
Altadena?
now.
I know. But I'm not doing it because you know why? I know I don't have the capacity to do that.
Yeah. I want a dog, kind
Mama,
of.
Come here.
I want a dog. I don't think I'll be able to care for it, but I want.
I think you
one,
are
which
close
is
to
why
being
I
able to
won't.
care for it.
Which is why I won't get one until I'm able to care for it.
Yes, I felt that way about cats for so long. I was like, I really want a cat. Even in New York, I was a homeowner in New York City. Like I owned a condo.
What?
Co-owned a condo in the Bronx.
That's crazy.
I know, and my apartment was huge. It was bigger than this place, and I like didn't get animals because I was like, I'm gone so much.
Yeah.
And cats are very self-reliant.
Yeah.
I mean, my cats, I'm obsessed with them, so I don't like them to have to be self-reliant. But like, I could have gotten cats, but I was really like, I'm just like on the grind too much.
I want to.
Wilma, come here.
The way
She wants you to pet her so bad.
This is the most they've
wild.
ever moved around.
Yeah,
I think it's
she's
very.
like really in love with you.
It feels like we're like
unfortunately for you.
they're like sharks, kind of just like ready to attack us.
And I'm like, this is the most special time for them. They love us.
I watched a TikTok video recently that was people who put foil on their countertops because
Yeah.
the cats keep jumping on it.
Yeah.
And when the cats jump on it, they like
Spring up.
they spring up so high it
Yeah.
doesn't look real.
I know. They're really magical creatures. They can do so much. I call them little Olympians because I'm like, take them to the Olympics. My God.
Do something with it. Harness this energy.
Harness this cat-like energy.
That's the wind power we need is this cat-like reflexes.
Okay. Should we move on to caller number 2? I guess for the pet caller, do what you got to do.
Yeah, Sam, I really just hope that also there is a little bit of like, Sam, what I want for you is what do you want? What's your drive?
What's in your heart?
What's your drive? You seem really like I think it's great you're looking out for your brothers, but I want you to make sure you're looking out for yourself as well.
Yes. Maybe you want to take in some of these dogs from the garage. And just
Yeah,
simply
what's
place them in
your goal for this year? And have you maybe what are your
It is
steps?
true. So many of Sam's calls are about her brothers. It's starting to feel, is it a burden?
Yeah. Also, is she the one who talked to us about the bread?
Yeah. Are you going to the farmer's market?
How's
What's
the bread
tea?
doing? What's
Yeah.
that? You started
Are
business
you
or
selling
like
your Syrian bread at the local flea? What's happening?
Yeah, what's the update on that?
Anyway,
Yeah.
let's go to our next
caller.
Hi, Sage Based Wisdom. I love your show. You guys bring me a lot of pleasure. I am a white woman trying not to suck. Results are dubious. So I got some advice from the algorithm a few years ago to start entering native-led spaces when invited. And I've since been to a few powwows. I go, I participate, I spend money, and it's been great. After the last one, I met a young man who presented as Native and had some trappings of a dancer. So when I ran into him, I said, "Oh, are you in town for the powwow?" And he said, "Is it a real powwow or is it for white enthusiasts?" Which I guess is what I am, but my intention was not to go and play powwow. It was to support and give money to Native people and Native spaces. So my question for you is, how do I know if a powwow is a real powwow or a play powwow? Side note, I am gluten-free, and it's real, because I miss pizza so much. But if I eat any kind of bread product, then my poop is like rocks, and my butthole bleeds.
Oh.
Just FYI. Thanks, guys.
Wow. Okay, I guess this is...
Famously, you don't believe that gluten-free people are real.
And I did say that on one of our past
you said
episodes.
That. And in my head when you said that, I was like, somebody's going to come for you.
And they are. And I would like to issue my first formal...
retract.
...apology on this pod. To all of you gluten-free celiac sufferers, victims, if you will. I apologize for saying that I don't believe that being gluten-free is a real issue. I have several friends who are gluten-free and also suffer with probably bloody buttholes and hard poop. Rock-like poop, as she said.
That's crazy because I suffer from those things occasionally as well. So I'm like, am I gluten-free?
Uh-oh.
I want to say gluten-free and celiac listeners that I have been an ally this whole time. And I will continue to be an ally for as long as possible.
And possibly an in-the-closet sufferer.
In the closet, yeah. This could be the year I come out.
Wow. You know, I'll say this as part of my formal apology. I have prayed for celiac. I've prayed to be struck down with a gluten intolerance because I have an addiction to gluten that has really probably caused a lot of health issues, and so yeah, when I clown on people with gluten intolerance, it's almost like a projection, really. It's almost like a projection.
It's like a phobia. It's like homophobia, but for gluten.
It is a homophobia for gluten. Gluten intolerance. So yeah, I guess. Sorry. I am sorry. Okay, whatever. Anyway, moving on.
But to get to your original question,
how do you tell the difference between a fake powwow for white enthusiasts and a real one?
I also a little bit was like, what does she mean by trappings of a dancer? She said she met somebody.
He was presenting as Native
and had some trappings of a
dancer.
So does trappings mean she was like allured by him? Like he was kind of like
she knew him. She remembers him from a powwow because she said after the last powwow I saw a person who presented as Native. And had some trappings of a dancer. Was he wearing fucking bells and...
That's what I like trappings either. I feel like it either means like he looked like a dancer or in my head, he was like he had huge quads and and she was like, oh, this guy's
huge?
A dancer.
Yeah, or maybe he was wearing like a powwow t-shirt or hair in braids or long hair or was, there's things that Native people wear sometimes that you're like, you seem like a powwow person. I will admit that like I've been able to like see Native people and assume that they know what the fuck a powwow is.
Oh, absolutely.
But a white self-proclaimed powwow enthusiast is there's a hint of a red flag there. It's going to be an orange flag for me.
Yeah.
I don't think you're an enthusiast, first of all. Unless you're literally spending so much money and going to powwows whenever you know that they're happening.
Unless you own a pickup truck, I would say. Then you're an enthusiast.
I feel like I grew up going to powwows, and there were white people that came to powwows.
Yeah.
I would say that there were a range of enthusiasts to community members who were like, married to Native people or in family or in community, right?
Yeah.
And I've said this often about Native people. We are a generous people. We are an open, generous, welcoming people. And that has been taken advantage of a lot in our lives. People...
BCC Columbus.
Blind CC. Don't you let him know that he's BCC. It's just, yeah. It's like, we welcome you to our shores. We're ready to hand you our Thanksgiving feast. And you want so badly to be a part of that you appropriate to I don't know. Appropriation is like the least worst offense, in my opinion.
Yeah, just kind of a little bit of like, you go to one powwow, you think you're in.
Yeah.
Suddenly you're kind of like running up to Native people.
Yes.
Who have
the
long
trappings
hair.
of
and you're
being
kind of
a
like,
dancer.
oh, you're going to the powwow.
Yeah.
And they're like, wait, what? I'm like, we're
Who are
in
you?
a Charlotte Roost. Like, you need
Yeah.
you need to slow your roll.
I'm here at Mervin's. I'm here at Meyer and Frank.
That would be if a white woman came up to me and was like, are you going to the powwow? I'd be like,
that would be so fucking sus. And you do seem like a person that somebody would come up and be like, are you going to the powwow?
I would just be like, I'm Filipino. I don't know what you're talking about. What is this powwow you speak of?
Yeah. And they're like, actually, I'm an ICE agent, so you're coming with me. It's weird. I think here's my advice to you, ma'am. And I say ma'am because you are white. Ma'am, don't be going up to people and saying, are you going to the powwow?
Yeah.
Better yet, let them, if you're part of the community, if you want to be part of this community, let people invite you to the powwow. That's the way to do it.
I think the way the gay community has kind of really kind of this merch train of allyship, it's like, if you're gay, you kind of get your parents a shirt that in rainbow letters says ally.
Yeah.
We as Native people need to get that for the white people in our lives.
Yes, a pin or a medallion of some kind.
A shirt that in turquoise lettering just says ally.
Yeah.
And that way we know.
And you can only get one of those shirts from a Native person.
Yes, you can't buy it yourself.
You cannot buy it. There's like a trademark. There's some kind of logo on the tag that is like, this was made by an actual Indian.
Yeah. What's that Native clothing brand that's in Arizona? It's like
OXDX?
Yes, they need OXDX. Get on that.
Or Natives.
Yes.
There's so many clothing brands now.
Is that the Seattle one?
8th Gen.
8th Gen. A blanket?
8th generation. A blanket. Look how Shazi wants to talk to you, talk in the mic so bad. Shazi has things to say about this. What do you think, Buzz? Yeah.
Yep.
Preach.
The cats listening knew.
Yeah, my cats, who are Lakota, mixed race, both of them, they also believe that you really just have to sort of, as a white ally or community member who is in community with Native people, you really just have to accept that you are not the priority on, you are a guest.
Yeah.
You are a guest on these lands. You treat them with respect, and you are a guest at a powwow. It's like if you're a white person going into a black church. How are you behaving in a black Baptist church?
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Do you know the history of the Black Baptist Church? Are you going in and clapping on the ones and threes? What are you doing?
And then after church gets out, are you going up to every black person you see and being like, "Are you going to church?
Are you going to church next week?
Did I see you at church?"
Are you from the black church that I went to last week? So yeah, just like, treat it with deference and be cool.
Yeah. Just be a student.
Be a student of the world.
Of the world.
But thank you for calling in, and I love this question. And I also, again, my deepest apologies for pointing out that gluten-free people. Hey, here's one more thing about the gluten-free thing. Okay? It has been weaponized. Thin women, specifically thin white women, have weaponized gluten intolerance as a diet fucking thing.
Yeah.
So I do have some grounds to work from here. I'm not excusing my behavior. I am sticking to my apology, but listen, there has been gluten intolerance. People have used it to sort of explain why they're, actively losing weight and like that everybody should be not eating bread.
Yeah, I do want to come out as gluten right now. Gluten.
You are gluten?
I'm gluten free.
I am gluten. You're coming out as gluten-free?
I'm coming out as gluten-free live on the podcast.
Oh my God.
Kind of the same way Todd Glass came out as gay on was it Tosh? Wait, I thought it was Mark Maron.
Was it on Marin?
I think it was Maron. On a clip show on Comedy Central.
I hate this, Brian.
I'm just kidding. I'm not gluten-free.
Yeah, let me bully you back into being in the closet.
No. A pizza hates to see me coming.
Truly. Come on. Don't do it today. We're going to order pizza for lunch.
Now that I can't stop thinking about it.
All right. Brian, is there anything we need to plug before we sign off for the day?
Yes. Friday, February 7th, Lincoln Center, David Rubenstein Atrium. You can see Jana and myself in person for our show live there.
We're calling it Sage-Based Wisdom and Indoor Indians.
Indoor Indians, because we'll be inside. Doors at 7, show at 7:30. It's absolutely free.
We have a music guest.
We have Relative Arts, the gorgeous.
The native, what is it called when you are selling other people's consignment
store.
Yes.
And we have
who's our musical guest?
Rosa Bordallo.
Oh, fun.
Gorgeous.
It's going to be so fun. Come out and see us perform comedy live, and we are going to be getting, giving it out advice there as well.
February 7th.
Saturday, February 7th?
Friday,
February 7th.
Friday, February 7th. Come to that.
So that's all the time we have. And we hope our wisdom has made your life so much better, but we will not be issuing refunds if it hasn't.
If you or anyone you know needs advice, has a question, or just wants to chat with us, please leave us a message. There's 3 ways to do that.
You can leave a voicemail at 657-201-9263.
Or you can email a 1 to 4 minute voice memo to sagebasedwisdom@gmail.com.
Or you can follow the link in our socials. We will leave a link in the show notes as well, and just leave a voice memo there.
And we'll give you our smudgiest, sagiest solicited advice.
Please, as always, leave us 5 stars on iTunes and a review if you so delight. And also hit that subscribe button on YouTube, I guess now is what we do. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Great.
Hagone.
Dokcha.